Today we're looking at the 2022 Junior State Cup Southern Conference 18 Boys Grand Final.
Oh, how about that? It's even better.
Count of the man, count of the hour.
That is sensational.
Okay, we're starting the game. Penrith have tapped off. 25-minute games in Junior State Cup. Let's see. Parra with possession. Try on the 5th. All right, let's have a look at that again. Okay, so this is the 5th touch. Okay, so nothing's happening here. They can't dump the ball, can't do anything except just have a crack on this. Or some teams, they like to just get rid of the ball so they can set first in midfield defense. So let's have a look at what happens here. We'll go slow-mo. Okay, so attacker here, drifting across field. Okay, momentum from these two defenders are also going across field in this direction. It's this guy here, the teammate. He decides to go back against the grain and come deep for what's called just a basic switch play. Unfortunately, Penrith's midfield defender here, or middle defender here, has not come across and closed this gap. So as we continue the play, look at the spread between the two middles. Much further than it needs to be. That just gives a pretty much a lane where you can drive a bus through the middle there. And as we continue play, a little dummy, he falls away and he can't make the touch. And the Hayne plane from the referee. First try to Parramatta. So we'll just point out here, if we look at the score, it does say, well, I can move that, so I'll try and move that. It does say 3 points to Parramatta. It's because in Junior State Cup, the first try is worth 3 points and the rest are worth 2, just to avoid draws. The only way they can have a draw is 0-all. So Penrith have just hit back now. Let's have a look at this again. So yeah, that's why it's 3-0 to Parramatta. Okay, so they're propping for an ML play. So ML stands for middle link, but to play the ball itself is 2 middles. This is going to be your ball player here. He's going to then run direct and try and beat this toucher. Okay, because the toucher's offside, he's got 7 metres to retreat. That's the time that this ball carrier has to beat him. The dummy half here will run around, and this guy here will split and run his short hole. Okay, so as we continue play, there's the run around. Now, let's look at the positioning of this bloke here. He is what's called, we call parallel to the sidelines. He's not in a position where he needs to protect his short side. Okay, and because he's not in that position, these two are coming all the way in this way and just leaving too much vacant space out the side. So because he's not in really good shape defending, the short side is buckled. So because the short side is buckled, let's have a look at what the ball carrier does. He goes, of course he's going to take on the short side. These guys now have realised this, so they start to move out this way. However, this defender still out of shape. He's only just getting back on side now. So we continue play. There's the dummy, opens up a little bit. They prop, hesitate, and allow the overhead pass to the winger. So that's the first try to Penrith. So it's 3 points to 2 with that junior scoring format that they have. So Penrith have got the ball again. Again, they run that ML play. There is a little bit of flavour on this one, which is kind of interesting. Let's go back. By flavour, I still mean this is an ML play. So once again, we have our attacker who will attack that defender. His job to pull short side. Okay? Let these guys here, 1, 2, 3, defend the open side. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Now the ML itself is the same. Dummy half will wrap around. Now the difference, instead of this bloke here running a hole, this bloke here running a hole, they're actually doing, like in rugby league they call it a hot dog. Like it's basically a cross. So the link, the far attacker, he'll come in and the person that dumped the ball actually fades into the background and runs out the back. Okay, so this guy here, defensive link, is engaged to this guy who's running a really nice line on the inside shoulder. So you really want to turn that defender in by running that inside shoulder. And because he does that, the ball out the back, it's a nice pass. catches the link flat-footed, and the winger comes in. He's made an okay read, but he just probably didn't commit and back himself as much as possible, and he actually misses the touch. So that's unlucky there from Parramatta, but it's a nice play from Penrith. Para now hitting back. Okay, we've covered this try before on a previous episode, but we'll do it again. This is actually a really nice... okay, so it's a good dump. As you can see, he's bent his back, which means he just can't... It's much less likely for him to get dominated in the touch, so all his momentum is still going forward. So it's a nice play the ball. He's going to then split short side and then angle his run back at this defender and try and score at his feet. So that's called a link punish. So that happens. There's the split. The link's buggered off to the short side. And this defender here, normally he would have to close this gap. That gap there is now that defender's responsibility. However, watch what the dummy half does. He runs direct for a little bit. Okay, whilst he's shaping the pass, he's running at this defender. And because he's running at that defender has to stay stationary. He can't move over, otherwise, well, the dummy half will just run back to the open side. So by doing that, he's actually opened up a tiny little gate to give to this pass now, and the link just flops into that open space that the dummy half's created. So it's a good dump, good split, and a good dive from the link. But this middle, by running that line there, has created that space for him. So it's a good effort between the two of them to get some good teamwork for that try. Just the little details there at dummy half that a lot of people don't see. Para again. Sweeper. Oh, nice. Nice second phase there. Just the camera zoomed in a lot. We'll have a look at that as best as we can. Okay. So we have a standard sweeper. Pass from one middle to the other middle, getting the inside shoulder of this defender here. Okay. The sweeper will come around and he will try and beat that defender who made the touch. In theory. But let's have a look at what happens here. Comes around. Defending players pulling a nice corner. That's all well and good. There's your sweeper. Before he's onside, there's a snap off the left foot. Great defense here. Middle, closing that gap. Link's up ready to make this touch, and if he wants to throw that bullet pass, Link can take that intercept or even at least bat that ball down. So that's all well and good. However, Parramatta, it's like a game of chess here. Parramatta have thought twice about this defense and how Penrith would defend. They actually take the touch and get a quick play the ball here. So this guy's momentum has gone forward to shut down the play. This guy isn't prepared to get back on side either. So now he's got to turn around and get back on side. And this is called a second phase. And it's not really played much anymore. So now the dummy half here, he can either rip the pass straight to his link, or he can run because there's no one in the in goal ready to stop him. Okay, so if I can get my mouse working, let's see what he does. He runs, and there's the pass, and it's just too hard to defend that second phase. So, very nice play there. Penrith now, once again, they run that ML play. Very similar to their first try. Let's have a look at it in slow motion. Okay, so there's the lead up. Don't worry about drawing. They're running that block play again. As you can see the shape, this guy's running around the back. This guy's running into that space. Okay, so you can see, I don't know whether you can actually see it. This guy here, I keep pressing the buttons on the pen. This guy here is actually looking at the block play. He's not actually focusing on the ball itself. Okay, so because of that, and it's very easy to lose your focus onto these extravagant novelty plays that players are running. People always want to watch it, and because of that, the ball carrier is actually smart enough to see that, and he goes, well, stuff you, I'm just going to take you on this side because you're not doing your job. And we get all the way to the line, and look where he's held up the pass. He's gotten so close to this line before just popping the ball ever so slightly. The winger defender's probably in his right mind to think, well, he's got that far into the line, my link's going to knock the pass down, so I'm just going to go out to my defender. But he's popped the pass just a little bit higher than normal, so it's not actually a standard pass, it's more like a lollipop ball. Little mini sink that's just going to sink into the link's hand. So it's just very delicate hands there. Let's have another look. We'll excuse the lines, but just watch the flight of the ball. No spin on it at all. Nice soft hands there. And Penrith go in again. Oh, look, guess what play it is? It's the old ML play. Oh, no, that was a shutdown, so that's not the try. I'm going a little bit too soon here, but it'll be interesting to see what play they run here. Oh. We missed a try. We missed a try. We'll have to come back to that again later. But anyway, Penrith score. And as you can see on the clock, 20 seconds to go. And let's see what happens here. Oop, sorry, I want to keep playing this. It's a pretty controversial finish to this game. Says it's dummy half scoot, dive, ref calls play on, and there's the try. And that actually wins Parramatta the game. Now, but we'll go back and we'll have a look at this in a bit of detail. Okay. So the dump there is probably, if that's 7 metres, this line here, I'm going to call that 12 metres out. So in theory, these guys should only have to probably come to about, well, geez, that's a poor line, probably 5 metres before the line. Okay, but the reason, most of our dumps we want on the 7 metres, so where the yellow line is. And the reason that is because you know the fact that there is a line marked 7 metres away from you. So you know when the defence is going to be onside and you know how long you have before they can touch you. Whereas if you're dumping the ball this far out, it's not ideal because you don't know when the defenders are going to be called onside. Plus there's discretion allowed from the referee. They might say a player is onside when they've made 6 metres back because in the referee's mind that's 7 metres. Or they might ask them to get 8 or 9 metres back because in the referee's mind that's 7 metres because there's no lines there for them to actually see what is 7 metres. So that's the risk you run of dumping the ball that far out. So as we play on, oh, by the way, it's just a middle here, gets the inside shoulder of this middle, splits back to the open, will run a short hole. Dummy half will just take off and run. It's a bit of a Hail Mary play. It's definitely something you want to do towards the end of the game. It's not really any structure, it's just pick up and have a crack, which he does. He runs, he actually oversteps here, and that's where the touch is actually called. Again, in hindsight, he's probably gone a little bit over 7 metres, but on the fly, there's no lines to mark, so that's just unlucky. I think the problem here is Penrith give up. They stop sort of chasing. But everyone wants to say this game is very controversial, but it really wasn't that obvious of a call anyway. It was actually quite close. So Parramatta end up winning the Southern Conference 18 Boys Grand Final. And there was no Northern Conference, so they are the junior state champions. So congratulations to Parramatta. Thanks for watching another episode. I do apologise to Penrith. I have missed one of their tries, but I don't know what's happened on the video. So thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.